The quarterback battle between Johnny Manziel and Brian Hoyer is in full effect in Cleveland. After their first preseason game, in my estimation, neither separated themselves from the other. But according to Bob Holtzman of ESPN, Johnny Manziel is currently leading in the QB race. Who will start game one for the Browns against the Pittsburgh Steelers? Will it be Manziel or will it be Hoyer? Who should it be? I'll tell you who and why next. Welcome back to the Best Damn Sports Blog. Back again to talk NFL with you guys. More specifically, the QB battle that's brewing in Cleveland between Johnny Manziel and Brian Hoyer. They both took the field against the Lions on Saturday night, and I would say both of them played pretty well and somewhat had identical numbers. Manziel had a total of 90 yards. Hoyer had 92. Hoyer was 6 of 14 passing. Manziel was 7 of 11. So Hoyer, he was under 50% passing. Manziel above it, but Manziel also had drops and also did not play with the first team. So that has to be factored in. And Kyle Shanahan chose to run the read option with Johnny Manziel, something Johnny has never ran before, not at Texas A&M. So I'm glad that Johnny Manziel will be starting next week against the Washington Redskins in the Browns' second preseason game. In order to decide between Hoyer and Manziel, the Browns have to see Johnny Manziel play with the Josh Gordon, play with the Ben Tate, have his number one receivers, have his number one offensive line. It's not fair to judge Manziel with the backups compared to Hoyer with the first team, because I feel Hoyer, he moved the ball pretty well. He did miss Josh Gordon with an easy pass that could have kept the drive going on their first drive of the game. But other than that, Brian Hoyer played well in my estimation. And Johnny Manziel did as well. He just was not able to play with the first team players as much as Brian Hoyer did. And that has to factor in to how you judge Hoyer versus Manziel. That's why it is key that the Browns start Manziel so we get 100% clarification on who should be the starter come week one. I want to see Johnny Manziel on the field as much as the next person. But if the Browns want to keep Manziel Mania in order, they have to start Brian Hoyer unless he plays just completely terrible for the rest of the preseason and leaves them no option but to start Manziel. But other than that, they have to go with Hoyer. The Manziel Mania, once he's thrown in, you can't go back to Hoyer. Clevelanders will not allow it. And the people outside of Cleveland who love Johnny Manziel will be just as upset. And ESPN, you know, they will keep the story in the headlines. So if the Browns want to remain out of the headlines for non-football reasons, you have to go with Hoyer in the beginning. This is my theory. You start Hoyer for the first 3 games. The Browns have a bye week in week 4 and then come back week 5. I say if the Browns don't do as well as expected in those first 3 games, starting Hoyer, then after the bye week in week 4, Johnny Manziel should get thrown in. He'll have 3 weeks to have watched Hoyer play and sit on the bench and pick minds and watch the game from the sideline. And then come week 5, he will be a whole lot more ready. But if you make the mistake of throwing him in week 1, there's no coming back. Manziel has to start from there on out, as long as he is a Cleveland Brown and is healthy. So the Browns should start Hoyer for the first 3 weeks. If things don't go as planned, then throw Manziel in week 5 following the bye. I mean, think about it. Players like Aaron Rodgers sat for years. I don't think it'll hurt Johnny Manziel to sit 3 games.